I just want to say that the people who redistricted this, they took all of the most conservative parts of South Brooklyn
Hmm.
and they broke it up, not to give Asians a voice, but to disenfranchise Republican leaning voters. They took a big chunk of the Fort Hamilton Army Base and the surrounding areas. They gave it to Staten Island. David Carr is a great council member. He's doesn't even have opposition. Not just he doesn't just not have opposition in the primary. He doesn't even have opposition in the general. He's a great guy. South Brooklyn will be really lucky to have him. But those voices, those votes, could have gone to a Republican candidate in Brooklyn. They took another large chunk, Diker Heights, solid red, and they gave it to Alexa Aviles in Sunset Park and Red Hook and part of Park Slope. And that way they could disenfranchise all of those Republican leaning voters because the Democrats and the far left blue Democrats, who won't even consider a Republican candidate, will certainly outweigh all of our Republican voters. And then they had this little tiny, I call it a Brannan Aviles Mander, because they have Bay Ridge and then a one block connector, right, to go to Coney Island. So you have this big chunk of Coney Island, a little bit of Brighton, Seagate, Bay Ridge, and this one block, 2 block connector across 81st Street. All right, and that was only because Brannan didn't have the guts to face Aviles if they put Sunset Park and Bay Ridge together, and so he threw Ari Kagan under the bus. And I don't blame Ari for switching over to Republican.
So that's because Democrat need to do something with Brooklyn and Staten Island, which is already completely red. So they decided to share the district between, like a little between on
Yeah,
the and do something for the
and they
Democratic
said
self.
they said, "Oh, it's because we want an Asian majority district." Let me tell you, they could have kept Diker Heights, Bensonhurst, and Bath Beach as a whole neighborhood without breaking it up, and it may not have been 54% Asian, but it would have been close to 40, 45% Asian. And people have more in common with each other based on where they live, not with how they look or where their parents came from or where they came from, right? So it's just total. I don't believe in gerrymandering districts by identity, racially. It's wrong. And then Brannan has the gall to say, "I have no right to run in that district because I'm not Asian." That's not what this country's about. That's not what this country's about.
Absolutely right.